It's Chris over at Dixieland Farm, and today I'm going to continue my COVC-19 series where I talk about something I've been listening to and relate it to today and what I'm feeling or experiencing today. So it is now February 2021. We are almost a year in the United States experiencing the pandemic and 400,000 plus dead, and so why not listen to one of the most depressing albums, Neutral Milk Hotels in the Airplane Over the Sea, which it's depressing when you pay attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, it just sounds like a Salvation Army band and singing saws and weirdness and just neckbeard hipsters who demand organically grown coffee. But if you actually listen to the lyrics, it is a reflection on the life of Anne Frank. At the time, Jeff Magnum was reading the Diary of Anne Frank while he lived, I believe, in Robert Schneider's house in a room underneath the stairs, like frickin' Harry Potter. And so there's a lot about sort of experiences that Jeff Magnum had, and it gets intertwined with Anne Frank and the Holocaust and the torture and medical experiments that were done to those in the concentration camp, and it gets all blended together into experiencing love for the first time and life and rebirth and his feelings on Christianity. He is a Christian who went to Christian camp, so song 2 just kind of starts off with a kind of a hymn to Jesus, but then also tied into that is Anne Frank. So it's this whole mishmash of, and the album scared Jeff Magnum so much that he basically disappeared from music entirely, despite the success, because this album was a success for what it is. Sold, I think, at least 250,000, if not more, and for an album recorded, very small recording studio, I think on an 8-track or maybe 16-track, with Robert Schneider from the Apples and Stereo. And every lyric is on that insert, but you can't see it. So the album is really one piece of music. So you can listen to the CD. I needed the vinyl, and the vinyl is gorgeous sounding and pressed well. And again, it's got some dirges. It's a mix of all of this going on, and it's interesting now to think about death, and death on a large scale. 400,000, of course there's more in the world, but as an American I obviously don't care about the rest of the world. That's how we're born. It's not that we don't care, we just don't pay attention. If you told us, I'd feel sad, but looking at us. So you just kind of think, well, how did the world let that happen in World War II and the rise of Nazis? And but of course we saw glimpses of that lately, and we see how a cult of personality can really take hold of people and avoid reality of what's actually happening, opposed to what you think is happening or what you want to happen or what somebody tells you without, you just pay attention a little bit. You're like, wait a minute, this is not adding up. So maybe that's not an excuse, right? And are we just awful creatures, and this just is what happens, and this is what we will just keep doing to ourselves? Will we never actually evolve and grow as a species? Will we just keep doing this? And some of those themes are on that album. and finding the beauty in life even as we lay completely gutted open, bleeding in the sun. You know, it's the kind of thing that's going on. Because despite all of the themes on the album, I mean, there are moments of talking about love in the moments of death, and those being just as beautiful or important than not, right? Maybe more so. So maybe as we see people die around us, get reminded. I don't know. He doesn't know, which is why the album is so jumbled and jumbled in time. Because I mean, one moment we're talking about the 40s, and then we're talking about now, and then we're talking about something else, and I guess it doesn't matter, right? We're just all passing through time and either being very good to each other or being very awful to each other. So I guess we gotta do better being good to each other. So, from Dixieland Farm. By the way, my third favorite album. Did I mention that? This is my third favorite album. I did my first two favorite albums, Pet Sounds and I don't remember what I picked the second one. What did I pick for my second favorite? Oh, the White Album, right. And third is in Neutral Milk Hotels in the Airplane Over the Sea. Now you know what my third favorite album is. And don't shy away from this album just because the wool cap, scarf wearing in summer people adopted this as their rallying cry, you know. You know, just because you listen to an album doesn't mean that you're actually tying with a movement of people. you can just enjoy the album. And this album is not for everyone, by the way. His voice is always on the brink of cracking, if not cracking, and the emotional delivery is amazing because of that. If he sang perfect, great, this album would not really be what it is. It is because it's him screaming into the abyss and not succeeding is why the delivery on this album is great. And the oompa band aspects of that, or the acoustic folk, anti-folk almost, it just adds. I've said enough because you probably already know this album anyway. So, for Dixieland Farm, take care, everybody.